my brewery for today's brew. Here we go. Seen in the previous video, fermentation fridge, all ready to go there, heater, cooling element, and got an Inkbird temperature controller just there. Here is my Stein 30 litre all-in, whatever you want to call it, brewing machine, where you got the mash bucket inside to do the mashing, and then that lifts out and then we do the boiling, and the controller down here, which you'll be seeing later in action hopefully. I've only done one brew before in this, and I've done it manually, so I'm going to try auto on this one and see how it goes. Just a desk I've got for, you know, bits and pieces to go on. That's what I'm going to divide my hops into in the right sort of way in, and I'm going to remember one of these this time. I forgot it last time, and I had to cold crash, which worked out okay, but I'd rather not cold crash, if you know what I mean. Thermometer, spoons, utensils, and my brew. And as I said, with making my fridge, I've already shown this before, it's a Dennis King's Galaxy Delights. So that's all the grain. There it is there, with pale ale malt, bit of yellow malt and aromatic malt. It says what it is there, and obviously just the little basic instructions of how to do it. And there's the Galaxy hops. Okay, let's get started then. Right, let's turn on. As I said, this is the first time I've actually done it on auto, so hopefully it works. If not, perhaps someone can tell me where I'm going wrong. It's switched on the side already. I go to auto, and this is to bring it up to the mash. So what I'll do now is set the temperature, and I actually want it at 66, so bring it down one. Power, probably don't want it that powerful, probably go to 1800 watts for that, and the timer is actually for 90 minutes. So got to 90. Ooh. There we go. And to count to the next stage, do auto, and it goes on to the next one. Now this will be bringing it up to the boil, so I want it to bring it up quite rapid, so I'll keep it at 2500 watts. The temperature is obviously up to 100. Yeah, get there in a minute. There we go, and it actually says boiling because that would be the boiling phase. Timer, again, this is going to take some time because it's for 90 minutes. That's actually going quite quick. Oh, a bit too quick actually. Okay, that's right now, so that's all done. Go to the next phase, which is the hop. Now this is where I might mess up. The first set of hops goes in at the actual boil stage when I first start, so that's at 90 minutes, and then the second hop stage is 15 minutes from the end, which I'm going to put my tablet in as well for the Irish moss. I think what this is would be a countdown, so if 90 is the finish, I've got to put it in 15 minutes before, so that's 75 minutes. So that is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to put that up to 75. Let's see how that goes. And that is it. That is all the stages I'm doing. Even though this can go up to 9 for probably different hops, different stages of it going in, I'm only going to do it for the mash, then the boil, and then the hops at the end. And then that is it. So that should be it now. Starting on the stage 1. That's the current temperature. It's going to get up to that, and when it does, it will beep, and that's when I will put that in, and then the grain which is sat there. All good stuff. But looking on Facebook sites, etc., when they first came out, there was a problem with the mash tun, that when you lift it out, it rests on these bits just here, bits of bar. And what's happening was it used to slip in because of the weight of the grain. It used to slip back down. So what was recommended was put a bit of tubing on these. It's like an aftermarket thing that the owner had to do themselves, was recommended. So that kind of worked. But looking at this, I think they might have adapted the little lugs. This is the lugs that used to sit on. But you can see there's like a little collar on it now. And there's the other one just there, which obviously locks onto this, preventing it falling down. So this is the biggest brew I've done so far. I think the last one was only 10 litres. It's like a little trial one. Then you can see the water level here. Just there we've got 20, that's 25 and then 30. I've done it at about 23, 24-ish. Hopefully I won't lose any. If not, I've always got the other kettle which is on to do sparge, but also to top up. And then when I go to the boil, I'll look at putting 25 in and look at getting 23 at the end. There we go. You can probably hear that beeping and see that on the screen. Reach temperature now, and it says ready for mashing. Now it's my understanding, as I said, it's the first time I've done automatic, that it will just stay like this until I actually press auto, and then the 90-minute countdown will then start to mashing. So this gives me time to put the mash tun in and put the grain in, and then I can press the auto and it will start. So let's give that a go. There we go, the mash tun is already in. A bit of a weird angle, and it's still beeping at me. So I'm doing now, putting the base in, and that sinks down to the bottom of the internal. Okay, and got to put the little cap on. Should have put that on before really, but that's to stop the grain getting down to the bottom into the pump. And yeah, I should have done that before because that was quite hot. And that has started to smell lush. Now this smell brings back memories. As you probably hear from my accent, it's from the West Country, from Bristol. And growing up, I remember going downtown into the centre, as we called it. And along opposite where the castle used to be, in St Peter's Church, we had Courage Brewery. It's all flats now, I think, or most of it's been demolished. The bits that stayed on the banks of the river and the harbour are now all flats. But yes, this was the smell that used to be in the centre of Bristol, and it is lovely. You can see I've got a few lumps in there, which I'm just trying to get out now. Now, as I'm stirring this last lot in, I've realised I've done a schoolboy error. On that tube in the middle, there's an extension piece which goes on, which allows the circulation of the water, or the wort, going round. Now, as you can see, you can't see that little yellow cap I've put on, because it's below the water. Now, if I take it off, obviously the grain's going to go down, and it's all going to go all messy. So, things you're learning. As I said, the last brew I done, it was only 15 litres, I think it was, 2 gallons or something like that. It's like just a tester, and so I needed the small bit on it. Now I need the big one. So what I'm going to have to do is lift this up a little bit before I put the top on, and put the extension piece on, which will be fun. Put that down to one side. Get the extension piece, which I forgot. Put the handle in. Lift it up. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's heavy. There, schoolboy error 8. Give that another quick stir, make sure that's all okay. Nice. Oh, Nice porridgey consistency there. That's in okay, that's down okay, that's there. Now, put the top bit on. And we just press down. Just get it going. See if we can have a quick look inside. Oh, there we go. Looking nice. Okay, here we are, back out in the brewery. I have 10 minutes left of the mash. Let's see what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that in there. That looks quite nice. Like a light golden brown colour. It looks. Okay, this is where I normally mess it up. Because it says it's boiling and flashing, but it's doing the alarm, which is like the pause in between to allow me to drain all the grain. So that's what I'm going to do now, and hopefully it will work as it should do in a minute. As I said, it's the first time I've done it, and I have played around with it, and it keeps going wrong somehow. I'm doing something wrong. So hopefully you'll see the basic mistakes I'm making, and please tell me in the comments below. And to drain it. Okay. Now, see if I can show you the little lugs that I was talking about. There, you might be able to see it where it sits on the bar so it doesn't fall over. One of the problems I can see with this is there's no obvious way of seeing how much liquor you got in there. The marks are printed on the actual side itself, and you can only see from inside. But you can't, because this bloody thing's in the way. It'd be handy if, say, that was clear or something, and you can have a gauge on the outside, so you've got a good idea of how much is in there, or how much you need to sparge to top up. But at the moment, I haven't got a lot. I haven't got a lot to go on. Well, there it is. There's the wort. It's got a few little bits of grain still suspended in it, but that'd be fine. It'll be coming out later. And there's the grain, which is just placed on top of an old bucket just to continue draining, because there's a few bits in there. Looking at the side, we have the 30 litres there, and you can just probably make out the mark of the 25 litres, which is exactly what I wanted. So that's cool. Now I'm going to set it up for the boil. This is where it normally goes wrong, because it's set up for the boil. When I press, ooh, I do believe it's working. When it gets up to the boil temperature, it's going to start boiling, and the countdown should start, I understand. And once it gets to the 100 degrees, that's when I'm going to put in, where are we? 15 grams of Galaxy, which I've got out at the moment, and it smells lush. That's going to go in, and then at 75 minutes into the boil, 15 minutes before the end, then I'm going to put 45 grams of Galaxy in, along with my tablets this time to clear it, and yeah, it should all work swimmingly. There we go. 100 degrees. It says hot 1. I'm not sure if I thought set that at 75, but we'll see. There's the boil with the hops for another 90 minutes. Just gone 30 minutes left, and I have just put in, oh, it's all misting up, but the last 45 grams of Galaxy and also my Protoflock tablet. My last brew I forgot to put it in, and cold crash, but had to do a cold crash, but it came out okay. But I think this one's obviously going to be better because the tablet's in. There, 30 minutes left. I've got the coil over there ready to go in. It's on a radiator just to warm up a bit, because I've noticed in the past that has been freezing. So when I put it in to sterilise it, the temperature has dropped down quite dramatically. So this time I'm trying to warm it up, and probably around about 5 minutes to go, I'll put it in to sterilise it. Yeah. 2 minutes to go, the boil. I've now got my cooler in, and it's plumbed in, ready to go. That goes down there into the darkness. But I've put that in. As I said, I pre-warmed it beforehand, and it seemed to work okay, because before it's dropped a couple of degrees, and this time it's remained as 100. So I put it in 5 minutes. Put it in with 5 minutes to go, and now it's been sterilised in the boiling wort. As soon as that clicks, there we are. I shall go down and turn on the water. Meanwhile, just moving over here, the yeast I've got is Mangrove Jack's. West Coast yeast. It does say you can put it in dry. On the back, you can see it there. I'm trying to, so it don't get shadow on it. As you can see, alternatively sprinkle contents directly onto a maximum of 23 litres. Well, I've got probably about 20 litres now. But rehydrated is recommended, or to rehydrate it. So I've got my little pot here, which I'm going to put some water in a minute. 100 ml, about 30 degrees. Pop that in. But as you can hear, it's end. So I'm going to put the water on now and chill it down. There. You can see it dropping quite drastically there. Didn't think it'd go that fast. That weird noise you can hear is just the air trapped in the system. In there somewhere. But never mind. Get it down 20, and I'm going to start the rehydration of the yeast. I'm also going to start my Inkbird going. Got it set at 20. I've just got to check everything on it is okay. So 3 seconds on set. That's temperature set. 20 degrees. Yes, that's what I need. That's the heat difference. 1 degree. I'll put it down to 1 because I don't want it going up very high. Cool difference 1.5. That's obviously below 20, so that'd be 18.5. So I'll keep it there. That'd be fine. Heat alarm 40. That should be fine. As I said before in the previous video, if it gets to 40, the beer is buggered. But at least, it'll stop it from burning out. Right, 20. Yeah. Heat difference. Yeah, I'll press the button by mistake there. So there's that. Oh no, keeping that as that. Keeping that at that. Alarm goes to 5 degrees. Yeah. Yeah, that's compressor, sorry, delay. Happy with that. Don't know about the calibration and the centigrade. And that's it. It's going to heat up now. So I'm heating. It's going to heat up to 20, and hopefully that'll be fine by the time we get brewing. Right, here we go. Got some water in there, which is, might not be able to see that, but it's coming up to 30 degrees, about 32. So what I'll do is get the yeast in there now. I have nothing else to stir it apart from the thermometer. Yeah, that's all stirred. I won't lose any of that because all that will be going into the wort as I pour it into the fermentation vessel. Well, there we have it. Let's just check the original gravity on it. Put that in, give it a spin. Typical. Ooh. You can see that there. So 160, I think. Okay. I've just got this sieve on for belt and braces. As you can see, a few little bits that have come through the filter. That is now at 25 degrees, and I've put it in already. That's obviously cool. That's probably about 20 now. I don't think I'm going to get any more out of it. It's trickling away now. I've got probably on about, that's the 15 litre mark, and it is probably about there at the moment. So I've probably got about 18 litres, which I'd like more, but looking in there, it's all blocking up the bazooka filter, and I'm not really getting any more out without disturbing it, which I don't really want to do. So I think I'm going to call it a day on that. I'm going to close it off, put the lid on it, which is ready, get it in the fridge. There it is, in my new fridge. Looking a bit bad, but I've got a small little airlock on there. And as I said earlier, I've cut off the shelf, so that's will now close. Inkbird's reading 19.6 degrees, set at 20, it'll just stay within it. I think it'll go down to 19 before the heat come back on again. No, sorry, it'll go down to 18.5 before the heat comes on. And then it got to 21 is the maximum. So thank you for watching this. It's been a bit long-winded, little bit shortened in a few places, but it's dragged out a bit. But thanks for watching. Hopefully it's been helpful. If not, please comment on it, because there's a few mistakes I've made in this, and I know I have. If you've noticed them, please let me know, because the only way I'm going to get better is learning by your mistakes, as the old saying goes. But thanks very much for watching. If you like it, subscribe to the channel. Be more of this, and hopefully the next brew I won't have so many mistakes, like forgetting the extension bit when I've done the mash. Schoolboy error. Anyway, thank you very much. Like and subscribe. Cheers.